Okay.
Okay, here we go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Charlie D's podcast, reviewing last night's game, Arsenal against Benfica. We have Gary with us, who was with us on the other night, and we have Anucha here, one of Gary's merry men. Rob, good evening, Rob. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Charlie. Thanks for having us.
Not a problem, mate, not a problem. Before we get on to last night's game, there's a few rumours going about Willian and Nketiah's been abused on social media. Raised its ugly head, didn't it? This racial abuse.
The thing is, my opinion is, the more it happens, the more people are becoming desensitized to it, which is like the total opposite of what, people are still doing it. People are still getting away with it. Social media companies not really doing much about it, but people are getting desensitized to it because, we're seeing stories every day, and nothing's getting done about it. All we're seeing is, players coming out and saying this, that, and the other, even Ian Wright really badly abused. But it's by our fans. Well, I say fans, but followers of our club. Which ain't, if you know Arsenal, what Arsenal's about at all.
What about you, Rob?
Yeah, I have to agree. It's pretty disgusting in this day and age. But as Gary said, the more and more people do it, the more kind of like high profile it is. They seem that they can get away with it because there's no consequences. I even saw someone saying today that they were potentially, going to stop taking the knee because they felt it was making them more of a target, which is the exact opposite of what it's for, So it's a sad state of affairs, really.
What's your take on it, Charlie?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm being honest, Hey?
What's your take on it, mate?
Say again, Gal?
What's your take on it, mate? Because you're sort of older.
If I'm being honest, yeah, I've never agreed with taking the knee, to be honest with you. But I do believe the more it's sort of put out there, it's putting them on show. If they was to just if social media and they're looking at their 15 minutes of fame, aren't they? But also, what I can't understand is on social media site now, to join up, you have to give an email address. So,
yeah,
if people are getting abused racially, then the social media companies should have, they should know where it's coming from. But the more you talk about it, yeah, I think the more you talk about it, it just gives them a platform to jump on. If you ignore it as such, then they won't get hurt, and they'll just sort of forget about. Well, you never forget about it, but but I know there's a few clubs now who have looked at. So, it is what it is. If something will be done about it, they'll bang them up, and then maybe it will start sinking into people, that racial abuse shouldn't be tolerated.
That's what it's going to take, isn't it?
Let alone,
See, that's what it's going to take. Someone to get accustomed to the thing is, it's not, it's obviously not just people in this country; it's people out there, So,
yeah.
I mean,
the thing is,
go on, mate.
See, I don't know what it's like to be racially abused, so I don't know what sort of thing they, would I take it to heart? I do. You know, I look at words can't hurt no one physically or mentally. Well, mentally they can, but the thing is, it's nice to say, but if you're in the limelight, you know, you're not asking for it, but you're more chance of people doing it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Anyway, moving on from that.
Let's move on to the Benfica game, mate.
Yeah. What did we think of the overall performance?
Rob?
I thought it was a pretty good performance overall. I can't say I'm massively disappointed apart from a few kind of like key areas. I think we pretty much dominated possession in the first half, which was a positive. I thought we were defensively sound as well. Was a little kind of dodgy pass towards the end of the first half where Xhaka nearly cost us a goal there with his sloppy passing. But I think overall it was pretty good. I guess the key, kind of key thing where we lost the match was our finishing and our decision making in the final third. I think if Aubameyang had scored that chance in the first sort of 20 minutes or so, I think it would have been a very different game. And it's almost the case with Aubameyang at the moment, as if he grabs a goal, his confidence is sky high, and if he starts missing, you just get a shadow of the player. But I think overall there were some good performances in the team, and it's not the worst result. I mean, let's face it, Benfica didn't really have too much of the game, and the penalty was, I mean, what can you say about that? It was pelted at Emil Smith-Rowe from about 5 yards away. He couldn't do much about that. Yeah, I thought it was very harsh, to be honest.
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying, obviously, but right. I don't know what happened to Aubameyang. I said it before on the other podcasts about the Leeds game. Yeah, he scored 3 goals, but other than that, he didn't do much. This game, he done even less. Like he didn't, obviously he was through on goal twice. The first one, absolute sitter. And I was baffled that he missed that. Saka does all the hard work. Aubameyang, he was on the plate for him, really. I'm not sure there was that many more chances in that first half. I think Saka had a shot at the goalkeeper. Other than that, it's like they didn't have their shooting boots on. A lot of members on the group today are talking about the back passing. Obviously, back passing is part of the game, and to me, it's part of a tactic to draw the opposing team out. But Benfica didn't look up for it at all. Like I weren't impressed with them at all. So why Arsenal was like sitting off them, I really don't know. So what did you make of the first half, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what Rob said with Aubameyang. I mean, I was one who thought Aubameyang should have been on the bench for the Leeds game, but he picked him. He scored 3 goals, and I don't think if he'd have scored that one, it would have been a different game altogether. Because Benfica never seem to have anything, to worry about. But what people haven't mentioned as well is we have got the away goal now, because the away goals count, don't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I'm seeing it as like, I know it's not a point thing, but it's like a point. It's a point game. Definitely, we could have done with an extra away goal, but like obviously the return leg is not at our home either. It's going to be in Greece, so you can't really look at it like a normal tie.
I think one of the.
I mean, really, it was quite a boring game, wasn't
it? It was a bit boring, yeah. Like I enjoyed watching. I thought we played some really good football. Actually, I thought we played all right, but maybe I see different things when I watch a game of football. But I thought we played all right. But obviously it's the goals that count. Like the rest of it's neither here nor there. It was 1-1.
No, I agree with you there, Gary, because I did think we played all right. I thought our transition play was good. A couple of things that I wasn't too impressed with. I thought we were a little bit sloppy in possession at times. I think everything that Benfica had, it was because of us giving away possession a bit cheaply. And I wasn't that impressed with Leno in the first half. His distribution was terrible. We play quite a possession game of football, which is why we pass back a lot. It's to, as you said, draw on the opposition, but also to keep hold of the ball. And in the first half, Leno kept pelting the ball upfield. And I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to catch off their defenders, hoping that, Obi will flick it on or, get around the back of them. But we gave away the ball so much. So that was a bit disappointing.
I did notice while our players were sort of sitting back, there was a few long balls going into some through balls going in from quite far up our end of the pitch, out for Saka to latch onto and Aubameyang, and I think Leno gets involved with that, tries to play the long ball up, but it wasn't successful last night at all. And but I can see that's Arteta's sort of plan B. So it's good that we sort of have a plan B. But yeah, sometimes you don't need to use the plan B. I think the midfield was really sluggish. Like Charlie said, it was boring. It was boring to watch.
Yeah. See, I've never been a lover of playing out from the back, ever. No matter, other than City, I don't know a decent side that can do it. But I think Saka had another good game, and I think Odegaard had a good game. To be honest, his first full game, I think he played really well.
Odegaard just keeps it neat. He just does what he has to do. He's not a flashy player, Odegaard. He's a very understated player. But when you watch him, he just keeps it neat and tidy. He doesn't make silly mistakes. I thought Ceballos was one of our best players until I got on Facebook and everyone was attacking him. But I thought he was one of our best players. He made a couple of really important challenges, but he just seems to get stick. I think he gets more stick for what he's not than praise for what he is, which is a shame. But
yeah, I think the only one who didn't really play well was Xhaka. He tended to give the ball away. He sort of went back into his old style of playing and given the ball away a couple of times. But once again, I couldn't understand the substitutions. He brought Tierney on, but to took Bellerin off and put Cedric back and Tierney to left back.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a weird. I was going to say it was a bit of a weird substitution, that one, because Cedric had obviously been involved in the goal, in the equaliser. And I get bringing Tierney on, a natural left-footed player, got a good chance of more decent crosses coming in on the left. But I agree, I probably would have taken Bellerin off and put Cedric at right back if you're going to bring on Tierney.
Yeah, swapped him over, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Gal?
Well, I thought Tierney done all right when he come on.
I think you brought Tierney on looking at Sunday's game. Yeah. I think you brought him on to give him a few, half hour, 25 minutes. And I think he'll probably I'd like to see him start. I think
he'll start against City. No doubt he'll start against City.
What's that?
Yeah. Yeah, as I say, overall, I think we just done the job we had to do. There was, other than, as I say, Saka and Odegaard had good games, but I think the rest of it was just average. I think they just played what was in front of them. If Aubameyang's goal had gone in, I do think it would have been maybe 2 or 3 or maybe even 4. But
yeah,
it went in, so it is what it is.
What did you make of the Luiz and Gabriel partnership at the back there? I thought they looked all right. I thought they made quite a good pairing. Obviously, both Brazilian, both speak the same language. I thought they did all right. Like obviously, the goal we conceded wasn't down to lack of defensive prowess. I've just
No, that
I think there's a shame how we conceded because like I thought them two at the back was all right, and that when I watched the defence, they were moving our defence, our back four was supposed to move in a straight line. I kept looking and checking what they were doing, so I know what I'm talking about when I come on here. And yeah, they held their shape at the back there. So I was, and like again, Luis gets so much stick for his mistakes, but Gabriel's a lot younger than him, and it looks like he's got a mentor there as well. So it can only be a good thing. But that's not to say when Pablo Murray is back fit, I don't know whether he's going to walk straight back into the team. Holding's been getting left out again. A lot of people was moaning about Rob Holding not being in the starting 11, but you can't play everyone. So who would be your preferred centre half pairing?
But I think Gabriel deserves to be there. The only, as we said on the last stream, the trouble with Luis is, when he has a bad game, he has a bad game. And I think that might be too much for Gabriel to pick up to cover him. But I'm also a firm believer of you don't change a winning team.
No. You can't just. He can't just.
That's always.
I'm so glad he didn't just dump Luis after what happened the other week. I'm glad because I think that would have been so harsh. But I was waiting for him to bring Willian on, but he didn't bring Willian on. So,
well, he did it in the 89th minute, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he brought him on in the 89th minute. I'm surprised Willian didn't get the blame on Facebook for like throwing the game or something like that.
Well, he did get some abuse though, didn't he? So,
Rob, I know he's one of your favourite players.
What about?
Who's that? Willian. I've not been that impressed.
Who do you prefer to see? Who do you prefer to see as a two centre halves, Bob?
I don't know. It's a difficult one, and I think for the first time in quite a long time, we've probably got 4 solid centre backs. I'm actually fairly happy if any of them start, to be honest. But I think Gabriel and Luis does look like a good pairing, and I think as Gary said, the language probably helps with that. But equally, I'd take Holding or Murray in the starting 11 as well. I think defensively we're looking better than we have been for a very long time.
Yeah, it's not like I look at the team sheet and there's not one player there that I look and I go, they played him. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like you said, I'm happy with like
other than Willian.
Just Willian.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm still waiting for Willian to come good. I'm because he has been pony. Let's make no mistakes, but it might just take a goal or like something, he might score against City. You don't know. It might be like his moment, but I won't be on Sky Bet putting bets on it. But
the thing is, no. The thing is, if he scores at the winner in the North London derby, all will be forgiven.
Yeah.
So everybody will love him. I mean, to be honest, I bought him. I think he's done us proud over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
But I also think that, I mean, a couple of months ago, we were sort of relegation, maybe. But the defence has played so well the last 2 months, 10 weeks, that you can see what he's trying.
Yeah. I agree with you there.
What's your sort of... Yeah. What's your thoughts on the season so far under Arteta?
How can I put it? I don't know. I think the performances I'm seeing on the pitch are positive. I think what he's done for us defensively is good. I think we're looking stronger in midfield in terms of like our creativity, but we're definitely lacking up front. And you kind of look at the league table and think, do we deserve to be mid-table? Or, should we be higher? I think some of the effort, you can't fault it, but we're just lacking a little something when it comes to putting that ball in the back of the net. And, you can say, we're in a transition period and we have to give Arteta time, which I'm fully behind that. There's no point in getting rid of him at this point because a new manager's going to come in and have to start again. But sometimes I do question his decision making. Like the substitutions yesterday, they were quite late, and I thought, if you really wanted to go for the game, you probably should have mixed it up earlier. And then other stuff as well, like leaving out, Balogun. When we're struggling for goals, and you've got a kid who has scored something like 60 goals in 90 appearances in the academy system. Now I know it's very different, but he is a goal scorer, and he has scored a few goals in Europa League. You have to question why he's not being given a shot, and it may be all down to his contractual stuff. But as a fan, you don't really want to know about that. You think, can this player help us at the moment? In scoring a few more goals, he probably can. And I feel like he should be given a crack, particularly when our main strikers are not necessarily doing the business.
See, with Balogun, it's like they're waiting for him to sign the contract before they play him. It's like they don't want to include him with the team, but he's not going to want to sign the contract all the time that he's not. He wants to move up to the next level. But I have things online about he wants 80 grand a week or whatever, which is ridiculous. That sets a bad precedent. First of all, and Arsenal will never agree to something like that. You know what they're like. But
they won't, because as soon as they do that, everyone through the system going to go, who's on 80 grand a week? I want 80 grand a week. It's never going to happen.
Exactly.
Never.
Yeah. It's just not the way they do things.
But I was quite surprised. He sort of, like Rob, I was surprised with some of the decisions, whereas he put Nketiah on, that to me, I know he was away at Leeds the other year and he didn't play too bad and whatever, but I'm not a lover of Nketiah. He just doesn't seem to have it for me. I would have rather have seen Balogun come on in a number of games that he brought Nketiah on, because I think Balogun has got more in his, he's got more to offer than Nketiah.
Thing is, it's a massive step up from, say, Premier League B team, under 23. It's still a massive step up. Nketiah was on fire for under 23s. He was, and like everyone was like, yeah, bring him in. And then, the same thing with Balogun maybe. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he's doing fine for under 23s, but Premier League's different ball. Absolutely, madness that for him to be asking for that amount of money. But I don't think he's worth. I've watched him play. Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah,
he's all right.
Boys.
It's not like out of this world. So I think people just get excited when they see a new name. They want something to hit the manager over the head with. You know what I mean? No. Why aren't you playing this player? Which is a shame, but that's just how it is.
Yeah.
I think he's also shown though that he can offer something though when he comes on. You get kind of like a different kind of player when Balogun comes on, whereas when Nketiah comes on, I don't feel like he's a game changer. For me, Nketiah is more like a Danny Welbeck kind of character. He might grab a goal, but he's probably not going to get a hat trick.
Yeah, he's a squad player.
Yeah,
but like they're going on like Balogun's going to be the saviour.
Yeah,
he's not, because I was going on the same bit about Nketiah, and he's not. He just don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but like, is he good enough to like walk into our first?
Is he an Arsenal player?
I don't think he is.
I don't think so. No. And I think that come the summer window, I think if we get a couple of decent players in, he's brought Partey in, he's brought Gabriel in. We're sort of we're strengthening up in places that we wanted to be stronger in. I think we could do with another striker, because I don't this year or Aubameyang has been prolific enough.
Yeah, I've seen reports that Lacazette might be sold in the summer as well.
We're getting linked with.
But the thing is that.
Go on.
I say, I think I picked up on it before that because of this COVID and there's no money about, players are not going to be sold for what they're probably worth, because clubs can't afford it at the moment. So you're going to have players from one club to another for, I wouldn't say peanuts, but probably the true wealth of what they're worth.
See this summer. This summer,
it's got to be costing clubs millions.
Yeah,
and no money coming in.
This summer's going to be an interesting transfer window. And with regards to what you just said, I think that might suit Arsenal, because that is the way they do business. Like it or hate it, that is the way they do business anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it might suit Arsenal in the market in the summer. But we're getting linked with a guy from Stoic. What's his name, Rob? Remind me what his name is.
Edward.
Edward something, yeah.
Edward.
Yeah. Well, we were thinking with him before, weren't we? He don't look a bad player.
Yeah, but like I said, with the under 23s, the Scottish League's totally different to the Premier League as well. Like you're either going to make it or you're just going to fall on your ass. As far as I'm concerned, it's proven quantity. Like Tierney was a risk, really. Do you know what I mean? But
what was it? 23 million? Was it 23?
Yeah.
What, Tierney?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, let's get onto our player ratings and see where we look at that.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously, Leno first. I mean, Leno. He made that one. And then, as Rob said, his distribution wasn't brilliant, but he done what he had to do. I mean, I think Leno, I'll probably give a 7. As I say, he done what he had to do, and that one save probably put him up a point from 6 out. What about you, Gary?
I'd say a 6, Charlie, mate. No more than a 6.
Yeah.
Like you said, his distribution was a bit poor. He seemed like he's playing a different game to everyone else. That's don't get me wrong, he weren't absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
And like the penalty is just a penalty, isn't it? You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll give him a 6.
You can't blame any keeper for that. Yeah. What about you, Rob?
Yeah, I'd go a 6 as well. As I kind of said already, I thought his distribution wasn't great. I thought he could have done a bit better on that penalty as well, because he went the right direction. He just didn't seem to stretch enough for it. But I'm not going to hold him accountable for that. But yeah, a 6 for me.
No, I think a penalty, a keeper either saves it or he doesn't. There's no on a penalty,
That's the general idea of it.
And Hecky B, as you like to call him, Gary.
Hecky B.
Yeah. Hecky B.
Bellerin. Yeah, he looked lively enough. No,
I think I'll probably. Yeah, I'll give him a 7 as well.
I think you're being generous there, mate. No,
Gary?
yeah, I'll give Hecky B a 6 because he looked lively. He had enough of the ball, but he just didn't do enough with it, really. So give him a 6.
Do you think that's down to the same? We try to walk the ball in all the time. We always take that extra touch when we should shoot.
I don't know. I don't really buy into all that. I think it's just the way that I think that's the way we play.
Yeah, I'd probably give Bellerin a 6 as well.
Rob, Mr. Bellerin.
Do you mean
6 from me?
Yep.
I think.
Okay. David Luiz. I'm going to let you go first, and then I'll go after. I seem to be one above you. David Luiz, Gary.
David Luiz, yeah. Actually, I thought he'd done all right. I'll give him a 7. Yeah, I thought he'd done all right. Like I said, pairing with Gabriel looked decent. Weren't really that many mistakes in it. Didn't get a red card.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give Luiz. He looked, he looked like he's had a good time. So we give him a 7. He stayed on the pitch, so yeah, give him a 7.
Follow suit, Rob.
Yeah, I will do a 7 from me as well. So I thought the centre backs were solid.
Yeah. I agree with that. I'll even go with that. And I'll take it you're going to go the same with Gabriel.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I thought you looked very self-assured. Like I said, Benfica didn't impress me at all. So I just think he did what he had to do. Yeah, I'll give him a 7. He made a couple of good interceptions as well. So I think he made one really important one towards the end of the second half. So yeah, I'll give him a 7.
Okay.
Rob?
Yeah, in agreement as well. 7 for Gabriel. Same reasons as Luiz, really.
Yeah. Okay. Cedric filling in at left back. I think quite a good. He provided the cross for the goal. I'm going to 7 with him.
Yeah. I think I'll give him a 7. It wasn't outstanding or anything like that, but he did.
he done what he had to
I think it's difficult because the whole team just looked like like a bit disinterested. Second in that second half, no one really stood out. So I think I'll give them a kind 7.
It was like a training match, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what it felt like as well. And you know, when you've got no crowd, noise either, that's what it sort of feels like. It feels like a training. But yeah, no one really stood out for me.
Yeah.
I'd say the man in the match.
Yeah. Okay, Rob. Cedric?
I'd go with a 7 as well, just because of his involvement in the goal, really. Obviously, with Cedric, I think he's a better defender than Bellerin, but on that left side, he struggles because he hasn't got a left foot, really. So getting in any crosses, you know, first time quick crosses is difficult, but I'll give him a 7 because of the involvement in the goal.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, I'd much rather Cedric be left back though than him putting Xhaka back to left back. Xhaka's a lot better out on the right for me.
Yeah, I think that would be a total waste.
Yeah. Ceballos, just a bit of a mixed one there, Gal. He never had a bad game, never done nothing wrong. So I'm just going to stick right the way through with him so far as a 7.
Well, he was my man of the match, actually, Ceballos. He's been getting a lot of stick today online, right. But yeah, he was my man of the match. I think he wanted the ball. Like I don't know, like I'd give him a 6. I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a big 6. I'll give him a 6.5. But yeah, he was.
And he's your man of the match.
Yeah, I know. I'll give someone 7, didn't I? But like, right, I'll give him a 7.
A 6 with a circle around him.
Yeah, a big 6.
I'll come and make up your mind. All right, a big 6. Rob?
I'll give him 6.
I'd give Ceballos a 7. I think I'd be a bit more generous than Gary. But what I noticed was when we didn't really have that creative player in the team. So no Emil Smith-Rowe, obviously before we signed Odegaard, and Ceballos was kind of looked upon to be that creative attacking player. I felt it didn't really work out. But in this game, I felt like he was given more of a defined role, a bit more structure. And I think he kind of thrived on that. I think he had a really good game. So I'd give him a 7.
Yeah. I agree with what you're saying there.
My disappointment of the game. Say again, Gal?
Yeah, I was just saying I agree with what Rob's saying there about Danny Ceballos. Like his role has changed.
Say again, Gary?
Look, I'm just saying I agree with what Rob's saying about Ceballos. You know, his role has changed, and he's quite versatile as well, you know, but he's not being used as that sort of attacking creative player, which I thought he was all right at, but like he's not bad defensively, you know. Probably people would disagree with me, but I thought he was all right. He's more man of the match, so I give him
if you play, you know, so you're sticking with your 6 or your 7. Make up your mind.
7, then they're gone.
Right now, my disappointed player on the night was Xhaka. Weren't impressed with him at all, but over the last few weeks he's done well. So the point and give him a 6 actually. It weren't his best game. You give a couple of balls away that could have cost us. Another team would have made more of a mistake.
I think when Aubameyang's
So I've
not
gone for a
getting,
6 with Xhaka.
yeah, I think when the captain Aubameyang's not getting involved in the game, I think no, Granit Xhaka should be the one that's there in the middle, getting the troops going, you know. But he didn't seem to be doing that last
Yeah.
night. His football was all right, but you need more from him. I still look at him as a captain. I don't really look at Aubameyang as a captain because, you know, if you're going to
No,
have a striker, as a captain,
no.
he's going to be one that's going to inspire by the way he's playing. Like when they made Henry captain, you know, I don't think the striker should be captain. But I could understand why they made Henry captain because
No,
he
I
inspired
don't.
the other players with his, you know, with his game. But Aubameyang is not inspiring anyone, so Xhaka should take up that mantle. But like Xhaka weren't doing that last night. So yeah, he gets a bit stuck in and gets a bit carried away. But I'd only give him a 5, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I think eventually Tierney will be captain. I think he gives a lot to the side. He don't seem to be afraid of anything. He'll get in. I think that'll bode well with the youngsters. So I think going forward,
Yeah.
Tierney will get the armband, but who knows? Rob, Xhaka, marks out of 10.
Probably give him a 5. I thought his passing was a bit sloppy. His tackles were wild in the first sort of half hour or so. I don't know if he got booked, but if he didn't, he was lucky not to. Yeah, just not his best game. I thought he's been all right recently, but last night I wasn't too impressed. 5 for me.
I don't think he got booked. I don't think so.
It was lucky.
Now, Saka next. I mean, I thought he had a good game. It's unusual for Saka to have a bad game, really. But that could be his age and his enthusiasm. But I thought he had a good game, and he's my job man of the match. I've got 2, so I'm going to give Saka an 8.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you there, mate. He just
What
looks
about you?
like he wants. He just looks like he wants to grab the game by the scruff of the neck and make it his game. For a 19-year-old kid to do that at a club, that's something really special. I keep waiting for him to have I don't mean to sound like horrible, but I keep waiting for him to have like a dip in form or be really crap for one game. But it just doesn't seem like that sort of player. Like he's supremely confident. Even Arteta's come out in his pre-Man City presser and said like he's never seen him in that form before. He's like, for a 19-year-old, I mean, like, can only get better. We were looking at players like Theo Walcott, Chamberlain, and thinking, they're going to hit this level. I don't even think they hit the level that Saka's at now, and he's 19. I don't think Theo Walcott's still at his level. He's probably the best, teenage player in the Premier League at the moment. And I know, I'm biased, but he is. Like, how much would you say in today's market Saka would be?
I've seen him have a bad game.
How much would you say it's worth, like in today's market?
Oh, in today's market, even now, I'd say somewhere in the region of 45, 50. But at his age,
He's just signed the contract, hasn't he?
So what are you going to give Saka then, Gal? Yeah. Yeah. Well, they all have, him and Smith Rowe have as well.
I'll give him an 8. I'll give him an 8.
Yeah.
He scored a really important goal.
Yeah, I'd give Saka an 8 as well.
Yeah.
What would you give him?
Okay, the new boy, Mr. Odegaard. He give him an 8.
Okay.
Yeah. I also think Odegaard was my joint player of the match. I think he had a very good game. So I'm going to go with another 8 for Odegaard. What about you, Gal?
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I didn't really notice him. Didn't really notice him that much, but you know, he kept it neat and tidy. Good little playmaker. Finds space. Can play a ball into space. You know, he's better. He's better than Ozil.
Yeah.
But what we were saying the other day about
my missus is better than Ozil.
Yeah. what we were saying about Odegaard the other day about whether we should buy him or not. I think it's like might be too early. Might be too early to say yes, snap him up. But like what I've seen from him, I'd only give him a 6. But I was too busy watching other players. I think so. Really, never stood out. But I never see him make no mistakes. So yeah, decent player.
Yeah. Okay. And you could. Rob, what were you going to give Odegaard?
I'd probably give him a 7. I thought he had a good game. He was getting into some good positions in the middle, always kind of like looking for the ball. And I think they highlighted it on the show yesterday, but he was getting into good space, and I think some of our players were a bit kind of slow or not, having the vision they should. But he looks a good little playmaker. Obviously, had involvement in the goal and trying to set up Aubameyang as well. But yeah, 7 for me. I'd say Saka just edges it for me as the best player on the night. But so I give Odegaard a 7.
So who's your man of the match, Rob?
Saka for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was being stingy, really, wasn't I? But yeah, I'm still going with Sabas.
I thought Tobias had a good game as well. Oh, we lost Charlie.
Charlie's gone.
Yes.
So what other players haven't we done? I think we've done them all, haven't we? What was
Emil Smith-Rowe.
Smith-Rowe. Yeah, he looked all right. He looked a bit tired, to be fair. I'm not sure whether he's going to. I'm not sure whether he's going to start him in the City game. I'm not sure at all. And I was a little bit baffled why he played him out on the wing. Obviously, as we got Pepe and Martinelli there on the bench, and but maybe with City coming up, he should try something different. But I think a lot of the people on that group are getting. Half of them want Arteta to start, have a starting 11 and not change it, and the other half of them saying that he doesn't change it enough. Why is he playing this player? Why is he playing this player? So I don't know.
No, I agree.
He can't get everyone happy, but I expect to see Pepe start against City. I really do. Out of them two, whether Martinelli's fully fit or whether he thinks he's not, it's a big, it's a big game. City, it's a big game, and I'm not, if we go at them like we sort of went after, was it Aston Villa when we come out block so quick? You know what's going to happen with City, do you know?
Yeah.
I fully expect to see Luiz and Gabriel start against City, and just keep.
I agree.
But It's up to the boss man, isn't it? I don't know what's happened to Charlie.
I don't know.
Maybe his
here he
phone.
is.
Wait a minute.
I'm back, mate.
Oh, he's gone again.
You've upset him, haven't you, Rob?
I know, it's my fault. But yeah, I thought Smith Rowe had a good game yesterday. He did, but I agree with you. He looked knackered. He looked absolutely shattered. But he was still kind of hustling and chasing down every ball. Sometimes, like you see him like chase after something, you think there's no chance of him getting it, and he kind of nips it away from the players. So he's definitely got enthusiasm, but he looked knackered. It wasn't his best game, but I'd probably give him a 6, probably.
So I don't know how long Thomas Partey's out for now. Well, what's the word on Thomas Partey?
Not sure. Charlie, are you back?
I think I upset Charlie with what I said about Ceballos. He's obviously
I don't know what happened. Couldn't make your mind up.
He's gone into have a rant at his missus.
Smith Rowe. I heard you talking about him then.
Yeah, Smith Rowe.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah, I can break up. Charlie.
I don't think you've done any worse than any of the others, to be honest. So I'll go with a 7 for him, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Smith Rowe a 7. I don't think he's done anything. No worse than any other player, Xhaka. So
he looked tired though, Smith Rowe. What me and Rob were just saying, like he looked like he got worn out quick. And I was saying I don't really expect him to start against City. I think more likely Ødegaard in the middle and a proper winger, like left or right. I expect Pepe to start against City.
Yeah.
Aubameyang.
Yeah, I think he will.
What Arteta needs to do with Aubameyang, if he's not firing, he needs to get him out of there. Because like what we were saying about David Luiz, you can tell with Aubameyang as well, pretty much in the first 10, 15 minutes, what sort of game he's going to have.
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried about it. And I'm wondering what's happening with Lacazette as well. Bench. I thought
we would have brought him on yesterday, to be honest.
Do you rate him, Charlie, though? Like,
No, really. He'd have sold him in the summer or in the January window. I would have been too disappointed, to be honest. He's very hit and miss for me.
Do you know he was?
It's like Aubameyang, and he was up until like this year. He was playing well.
He was one of Wenger's targets for like years.
Go on, mate.
So, and when they brought him in, he done all right, and he's like the fans liked him, but like he doesn't offer you anywhere near as much as Oliver Giroud. Ollie's hold-up play was second to none for a couple of years. I'm not just talking about in Arsenal, I'm talking about in the league. His hold-up play, you get his head in anywhere, and Lacazette doesn't offer anywhere near that. So, I wouldn't be too disappointed if he was sold in the summer.
No. I'd have rather kept you. Yeah. So, what was your mark for Emil Smith Rowe, Gal?
I'll give him a 6. Yeah. Like you said, he didn't really do anything worse or better than anyone else. So, so he just looked tired. So, yeah, I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6 and a red ball.
Bob?
For me, I'd give Smith Rowe a 6 as well. Same things that Gary said. He looked knackered. He was still. You could
Well,
tell he was still trying hard. But yeah, it's a 6 from me. One thing I did notice about those midfielders, so Saka, Odegaard, and Emil Smith-Rowe, is that at Leeds they kind of like interchanged quite a lot. They swapped positions and moved about, and that was really effective. But I didn't really see that against Benfica. They were kind of rigid in their roles, and I don't know if that was an intentional thing from Arteta to kind of shore up the team a bit. But I think it kind of stifled a couple of the creative guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Arteta didn't realise what the main thing that worked against Leeds was
I agree with that, actually. I agree. What about Aubameyang?
Give him I'll
but
be polite.
You can't put Leeds come at you no matter what. What?
That's what I expected from Benfica. I'll be polite and give Aubameyang a 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
well,
I just weren't impressed. Weren't impressed at all.
You can see he's smart. I can't see a good score. No. Rob?
I'd give a 5 to Aubameyang as well. He missed a couple of sitters. Didn't have a huge amount of impact on the game. The chances that he had, as a striker, you can't really ask for any more. It was laid to him on a plate, and he didn't even get on target. So it's a 5 for me, and I think that's being generous.
That first miss was like,
I think you got to hit the target from there, no matter what.
100%. Like, it would have been easier for him to score. So,
well,
as for the we were going to give Willian 10. Yeah, Sunday. The big one 10 minutes. The big one Sunday.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know where to go, to be honest. I can't see us beating them. Can't. Even on our day, I think if we're going to win, we're going to nick it 2-1. But I also think we could lose 4-1, 5-1.
I don't know, mate.
What's your thoughts on it?
I don't think we'll get smashed. I don't think we get smashed at all. I think they'll be closer than what you think. I don't really know. Like you said, I don't really know where to go with that one, because you don't want to say, oh yeah, stop getting carried away. If Arsenal's defence stay organised, then obviously, they can keep out City's forward line. I really do think that. But you could have old Calamity Louise turn up. I swear there's 2 of them. One's good and one's crap. But it just depends what happens.
Yeah.
If you get Calamity Louise turn up, get Granit Xhaka getting a bit frustrated. I don't know. Let's wait and see. But I think Arteta has to get his
red card in that game.
Arteta has to get his tactics spot on, but also a lot of luck. I hate to say it, but it's going to take a lot of luck. Something like a free kick or a penalty or something like that. See, City are just not losing at the moment, are they? I think I read a stat online. Was it in our messenger group, Rob, about Arsenal ended Pep Guardiola's unbeaten run with Bayern Munich, which ended his unbeaten run with Barcelona. So, like, can we end his unbeaten run with Man City? Let's wait and see. Hello?
We lost Charlie again.
Charlie's frozen.
He's frozen, yeah.
He must have his window open.
Hey?
He must have his window open.
Yeah, I think the City game can go like one or two ways. I think we'll either just nick it, or I do think we'll actually get spanked. I hope we don't. I hope it's the former. I hope we get like a decent hard fought win over them. But it's not going to be easy at all.
I think if they beat us, they'll beat us by 1 goal. It'll be 2-1 or something like that. I can't see them spanking us because we're not really. I can't really see at the moment. Our confidence is all right in the team compared to a few weeks ago. Like we're playing like 100% better, and like I can't really see our heads dropping and us getting spanked. Unless something bad happens, like I said, like a player gets sent off or
Yeah.
an injury. I mean, but it's a shame that we have to talk about. I'll be happy to not get spanked. We shouldn't be talking like that.
No.
It shouldn't have to be like that, But we're Arsenal at the end of the day, and we should we should be going to the team at least with the confidence, and not saying, I hope we don't get spanked that bad, But that's just where we're at the moment. Like, I suppose improve thick and thin, but we do recognise what's happening. But it goes a lot deeper than Arteta or the team or anyone, So
yeah,
Charlie,
it's not. No, Charlie.
Charlie went off and had a little cry. He was thinking about the City game.
So, all right. So, where did we get to then? Yeah. So, what's your prediction for the game then, Gal?
I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to City. Unfortunately, I don't think we get spanked, and I hate to say it, but the way City are playing at the moment, I don't think Arsenal will have an answer to that. I think we'll score, but yeah, I think the City, the players on their side, the rubber, the greens on their side. So yeah, 2-1 City. Boo. What about you, Rob?
Yourself, Rob?
I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to say a 2-1 win to Arsenal because I'll never predict Arsenal losing, even if I think they might happen.
You back?
I feel like that.
Hey?
All right.
No, I just think with Arsenal at the moment, you never know which team's going to turn up, and there's games that you think, it should be a 3-pointer to us, like dead set, no kind of questions asked, and then we end up losing or drawing. And then there's other games where you kind of think, this is going to be a tricky one, and we win it. Chelsea, when we started that unbeaten run, was one of those games. And I kind of feel like with our recent results, we're due one of those. And I think probably City could be the start of it.
The players.
I hope so.
Step it up an extra little bit, like go up a little gear when we play the big teams. So maybe, you might. I hope you're right. I really do hope you're right. I'll be over the moon with. Hate to say it, but I'll be happy with a draw because it's out the way.
A draw would be a good result.
It's out the way then, isn't it? It's done.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you going for? Arsenal 5, City 0 sort of thing, Rob, or just a 2-1?
Just a 2-1. I'll go 2-1.
What are you for in Arsenal?
Yeah. I'll take 1-0 to the Arsenal.
I could never back against them. Yeah. You know, no matter what, I could never back them to lose. Never. But,
sorry, but
well, thank you guys. Once again, it's been interesting. How you fix for Monday, Gal, after Sunday's game?
yeah, that's fine, mate.
Rob?
What I'll do is I'll have a chat with a couple of the other boys and see if they want to come on. Oh, what's the limit for people to come on here, Charlie?
5.
5.
No, maximum 5. But I'm gonna have to get in touch with Sky because I'll have to get in touch with Sky because what they're giving me just ain't worth jack shit. You know, but they do say they need 10 days to fluctuate it to get it correct. But the speed I'm getting, you know, is absolutely pony, as you can see. But hopefully it'll be sorted out in the next couple of days.
What's your neighbour's Wi-Fi like?
But I done one this morning, and even when I was,
what's your neighbour's Wi-Fi like?
Well, I was on that before, but now like I've had it installed. You know, it's still no good. So I done one this morning at another stream, and that was with like direct an Ethernet cable, and even that wasn't brilliant. So you know, there's obviously a problem with the internet and whatever. So I'll have to touch by and hopefully they can sort it.
Right, Charlie. But nice one, mate.
What we're doing, Gal, is we'll arrange it for Monday night. Where is it? I mean, 7, 8 o'clock, wherever it is.
Yeah, 7's good for me. Hopefully we'll be happy gooners and not all. I'll be saying I told you so, I told you, but. Right, Charlie. Cheers, mate.
I hope so.
Cheers.
All right. Thanks very much, Rob.
Cheers, lads. Thanks a lot.
Gal. I'll speak to you soon, boys. Thanks. Cheers.
Yeah.
It's okay, lads.
Okay, if anybody watching, please like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's absolutely free, and it does help the channel along. I do apologise if there was some breaks earlier on.